Alright, so I just added a section in the documentation fetching code that uses a page that it's given. And so now I just need to let that page get passed in as an argument. So instead of just setting it as a hard-coded value here, I will get it in from the args. So first things first, I need to decide what the syntax is. And I think what we want is to have node, index, and then on a page, and then section. So page is not optional, and then displays a documentation section for the given page. Or let's say from given docs page. So let's grab something similar to this, and I have page, which is not optional, which is documentation page to show. So docs page to show, e.g. math.min or math.min parentheses, and then an optional section. So that's what I want. So now I'll have to do a little bit different stuff because section will be potentially args1 if it exists, and page should be args0. So to get here, we only know that we have more than 0, so we know we have 1. So the section part really is only something that should happen if nothing's passed in. So let me see if I want to make that optional here, but I'll have to do some analysis of the args to do it. So let's not make it optional here. Instead, I'll just use a default section, which is going to be the summary. And now, given that default section, if so length is greater than 1, so 2 or more, then I will do this. And just to make sure it picks up the default section, I don't even need to have that in a separate variable really. Just use this syntax so that if section is, if the section is empty, it'll count as a falsy value, and so it'll take up this value here. Okay, just declare this inside this block. Not that that really makes any difference in JavaScript, but it shows me intent. Okay, so now we've got the section assigned as either what was passed in or summary. And it'll be checked, so we're either going to have a valid value or this value which we know is valid. We don't need this way to assign page anymore. And so that should basically work now. So if I run index of something that doesn't exist, walrus, syntax? What is the syntax for a walrus? Apparently, there is no walrus. Ah, I should have been smart and said spoon. There is no spoon. Good. So let's now try with something that does exist, like math.min. It'll give us the syntax for math.min, and if I were to say just math/min, that should work as well. And right, this. And if I don't include that syntax, it should give me the summary. And just to test that it works in other cases. So this is something I could have unit tests for. Making sure that it gives back the expected values, although fetching something from the network, which is what's happening here, is not great to have in a unit test. So that's actually looking pretty nice. Is the usage correct now? If I just run this with nothing, usage, node, index, page, optional section. And we should have these on different lines, just to make it a little more readable. So just split that up there. Just indentation nice. Yeah, that'll do. And I'll do the same thing here, so just put that and put it between there. Now then, what do we get? And actually that usage can go on a separate line too. I must put a gap between these. No point crowding things in. Clear the screen and flip those. And make sure it still works for help. I can indent that more just so that it doesn't look like it's touching that line. Like so. Yeah, the indentation and stuff could be a little better, but that's good enough for now. Cool. Well, since that is done, I might as well create a commit for that. So what are the changes here? This is adding, changing our usage instructions, getting sections separately, and adding the page to there. And in here, building up from the base URL instead of using a global one. I'll just make that comment say that it's to do. So that's later on, if I'm looking for things to clean up, I can find the next thing to do. I can do a search for to-do comments. Next section, optional. Right, so it's refreshed. And did a bit of capitalization and added a special error for when the page isn't found. That could have a full stop on the end of reason not to have proper sentences. There we go. Okay, reasonably happy with that. So this is basically add page. Do I need any more info there? Yeah. Just path. Min. That's something else I haven't checked it with just math, so let me do that. So not looking for, let's say just JSON, see if we can find the summary of that. Yeah, that tells me about that. And also I want to find this section that I don't think will be on there. Syntax. What's going to happen there? Just nothing. Okay, so that's something I need to fix up. Just add a quick note in there, which is, that would be in this part, get section. So deal with when a section, give it a decent error. Section does not exist, which really means I'll probably need to add something like callback. Well, I need to go somewhere now, but maybe I'll deal with that next time. Let's make a quick note. Need to add a callback. Add an error. To the callback. So that'll be the error data pattern from before. Okay, so I'll stop the video there and come back to this later to record the next section.